Hey, hello YouTubers. It's about 5:15 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon. Today I went to see my endocrinologist, and it's like a full day affair, you know? Uh, you have to get up in the morning, just like anybody else. I'm not complaining about that. But, it seems like every day I have to go somewhere, I'm kind of a little sluggish in the morning. And, but anyways, so I did a little research on Google Map. And I found out, I says, well, gee, it's supposed to be a very rainy day today. And so I went on Google Map and I found a couple places I could go from my doctor's office, after my appointment where I could take a cab within like a mile. Okay, so that way I don't have to pay like huge amount of money for cab fare. So anyways, well, we'll talk about that later. But anyway, so I got my doctor's appointment and I got there early, of course, but not way early. But so they took me in to check my vitals about 30 minutes early, like at 12:30 instead of 1 o'clock. And so they did that, and my blood pressure was a little elevated compared to my last visit. But they said that might be due to the increased dose spironolactone. So anyways, I didn't know what they tested my blood for on Friday, but I got a copy of that. So apparently they checked my potassium because this spironolactone preserves potassium in your system. So I look at the lab report. They checked my calcium. My calcium is perfect, right in the middle of the band. And that's good because, I don't take calcium supplements. And I don't drink any dairy, have any dairy. Once in a while I have a piece of cheese on a burger or something, but but I mostly get my calcium just like the cows do, green veggies. Oh, still got these fruit flies flying around. Why don't they just leave me alone? Then I guess they think I'm a piece of fruitcake. Oh, I picked up a bottle of wine. And we'll get to that story later, too. So, anyways, they checked me out. They didn't check any of my hormone levels or anything like that. I guess they checked your liver. So, they're basically just looking like they increased my dose of alactone or something, whatever the heck they call it, Spironolactone's like a generic name for the stuff, but anyways. So they explained it to me. I says, well, is my testosterone going down? They says, oh, no, your testosterone might go up. What? So apparently this spironolactone is a testosterone blocker. What it does is, when you get that in your system, it blocks your cells from absorbing testosterone and causing, male things from happening, I guess. I don't know, but that's the way it was explained to me. So, but I got a good explanation. They had a young doctor there. He's sort of like doing his third year of internship. And so I got to talk to him for about 20, 25, 30 minutes, even before the doctor came in. So I thought that was cool. So I asked a whole bunch of questions, and he explained things to me. And some of the things I said, I thought was correct, because he said my pituitary gland, it controls the amount of testosterone or FSH, the amount of sperm your testes produce. Well, it's like a negative feedback loop, okay? Your brain, your pituitary gland secretes LH, it increases it a little bit. Then that goes down into your gonads or testes, and that causes your testes to produce more testosterone, right? So then the testosterone gets in your bloodstream, and yeah, and anyways, it goes back to your brain, okay? And then with that negative feedback loop, as the testosterone goes up, and the signal goes back to your brain because your blood goes through that gland. Then that gland says, "Oh, I don't have to put out as much LH," so it drops it. Okay, so it's like a negative feedback loop. So as the testosterone goes down, okay, the LH goes up, and that brings the testosterone up, and then as the testosterone comes up, it lowers the LH, so it reaches like an equilibrium, okay? Well, mine's all whacked out. My LH is like 3 times the normal maximum. And so I told him everything that my counselor says. It indicates I'm like castrated or testicular failure, but they says, well, that's true, but they says, you do have testosterone. Your gonads are producing testosterone. So I says, oh, okay. And then, apparently I've been on this spironolactone for 5 or 6 years, even though it's a low dose. I grew some breast tissue, okay? So not much, but, a little bit, So I'm not going to complain about that. Anyway, maybe it changed my mind to accept it. I don't know, okay? But anyways, basically what I'm trying to say is this hasn't happened overnight, okay, in the last month or two, okay? So anyways, so then they explained it to me, so basically, if he said, the doctor said that since my LH is 3 times the normal maximum, if you divide that means my testosterone at a normal high LH value should be chooching around 175. And the normal band is 300 to 1100. So basically, I have low T. And apparently my FSH is, so he said the spironolactone caused those numbers to go up, okay? So, and and these original numbers was before they increased my dose of spironolactone. So anyways, what they're going to do is in 2 months I go back and they're going to run more blood tests and check my testosterone and my potassium. And see, the big fear is spironolactone preserves your potassium. They don't want you to go high on potassium because that can have bad effects. And the doctor said, since in my legs I have big veins and I have a reddening of my legs below the knee, and I call that venous paradise, but it's venous something. It has something to do with your blood vessels, okay? I don't know, capillaries, I don't know. But he said it was a big risk for me to take estrogen and, for blood clots. He said my vascular system is high risk. And because I have heart failure and second stage diabetes, even though, and I told him, I says, hey, I'm keeping my blood sugar down. I told him about swimming and bringing it down. He completely dropped that out. They're convinced that I'm doing okay without any blood sugar medication. Okay, so that was a personal victory on my part, But anyways, and the doctors, after these tests, he says he's gonna increase my dosage of spironolactone up to 200 a day. So I'm gonna get a new prescription. Instead of taking 50 twice a day, I'll be taking 100 twice a day. And that's supposed to block the testosterone even more, okay? So we're going to go with that. So, So, you know, I was a little disappointed, but you know what? He said that I'm too high a medical risk to take any kind of estrogen because you never know what's going to happen, you know. So, and you know, and basically, my testosterone has always been low. Okay, so, but apparently it was enough to gender a couple of kids when I was married. But anyway, so I don't know. I don't even know if I'm sterile and fertile. I'm pretty sure I am, but I don't know. It's just, you know, the effects are amplified with me because of my prior medical and physical condition compared to a normal male. So, hey, I don't care, you know. I mean, so I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to like take estrogen or female hormones because of the medical risk. I'm 61 years old, okay? He told me that the effects that I would get at my age for taking estrogen are minimal compared to just um, doing this spironolactone medicine. So he says that's to say. He says the amount of benefit I would get by using, you know, actually taking estrogen hormones is so small it isn't worth the risk of what the complications that might occur. So I guess I kind of agree with him, you know. So anyways, that's basically all I really have to say. Oh, so that's the medical end. So anyways, the clouds, it poured cats, dogs, and kangaroos when I was in the doctor's office. And they were threatening like heavy storms and violent winds and all this stuff. So after my appointment, I look out and it was like clearing up, you know, but it was still raining a little bit, and I didn't want to get caught. And I was tired because from the bus stop to the doctor's office was 3/4 of a mile, and it took me about 25, 30 minutes to walk that before my appointment. Okay. So I wasn't in the mood to walk another 3/4 to a mile and possibly get drenched. So I called a cab from the doctor's office. I had to wait about 15, 20 minutes, but then here comes the cab. They picked me up. They took me about a little over a mile away, and I went to this European Street Cafe on Beach Boulevard. And guess what? There's a K2 bus stop right there. And right next to this restaurant, and I've gone to it before. There's 3 in Jacksonville. I've been to the one on Park Street before. So I goes in there after 2 o'clock, and it's like 2:30. No, wait a minute. Yeah, 2:30, 3 o'clock. It was about 3 o'clock. Happy hour. Drinks are like two for the price of one. So I got 2 big schooners of 22 ounce of Newcastle brown ale. So I kind of like sipped or that the first one down. You know, the Fran-Sez 22 ounces of beer. I mean, you know, it's sort of like not even half a pitcher, right? So I ordered the other one. Then the food came. I ordered a roast beef and Burson. Burson is some kind of like cream cheese stuff, and I didn't even know what it was. I just ordered it, right? And it came with chips and a pickle slice. And it was delicious. I mean, the roast beef was like out of this world. It was like rare roast beef, but obviously it had been cooked. No chemicals in it. It was just a delicious sandwich, you know. And so I had that and 2 schooners of beer, and the bill came up to $17. So I left the girl a few dollars tip. And then I was about to leave, and I looked, and they have like a beer locker, beer and wine section. So I went over there looking around. So, yeah, they had red wine in there for $6 a bottle. And this stuff is like from Spain. So it was like, this is some kind of wine called not Modesto. I don't know. I got one bottle of Merlot and one bottle of this, and I can't remember what the name of this stuff is. It's Mercata or something, but it's a red wine, and it's 13.5% alcohol. So for $6, I got a 750 milliliter bottle of 13.5% alcohol. Hey, I think I'm gonna get a buzz. Anyway, wasn't driving and wasn't drinking while I was on the bus. So I come home, open the bottle, pour some in the glass, sip away, baby. So overall, I think I had a really good visit with my endocrinologist, and so I have my previous prescription, so I'm going to start. You know, I told him how I felt too. I says, you know, doctor, when I first started going from 25 to 50 twice a day, 100, I says the first couple of days I felt kind of like I wasn't dizzy. I didn't have a headache. I just kind of felt like a little woozy. And I says, so I just kind of stayed around the house and I cooked and I took it easy. And then the third day, I says, you know, I got up and I went to 9, 10. Yeah, the third day, I says, you know, I got up, got dressed, and went to church. And I says, after that, I says, I didn't, it didn't bother me anymore, you know. And I told him that my feet and ankles haven't swelled up a bit since they increased the spironolactone. And that's sort of like a diuretic. So I asked him if I should stop taking that Lasix stuff, and he says, well, probably not, because that doesn't reserve the potassium. So they said I should talk to my cardiologist, and I have an appointment with my cardiologist in 2 months, in August too. So who knows, you know, I mean, I'm just going to play it by ear. You know, I was real happy that he even increased my dose, because, you know, I didn't expect that. I thought I was going to have to go 2, maybe 3 months with my current, the current amount I started a month ago. So anyway, so it's working out good. So, and then they're going to check my blood sugar in 2 months too, my A1C number. That's like a 3-month average. So I'm going to be diligently watching what I eat for the next 2 months to lower that number as best I can, you know, because I like to get down, you know, real close to normal. The lower that is, the better, you know. So, oh my God, 18 minutes. Well, that's about all I have to say for about this going to my endocrinologist. And, you know, it is a little disappointing that, you know, because I'm 61 years old and because I have these other medical conditions, I can't, you know, do it the way other people have. But you know what? I'm content with that. You know, I mean, I'm not going to get stressed out about it. You know, and you know, and I am using, I am taking a supplement with herbs and extracts that are supposed to, you know, help things along too. So, I mean, they're not hormones, they're just nutrients that help certain things happen, you know. So I think, you know, it's like food, okay? So Fran-Sez is using his diet, his food supplements, and I'm really basically only on one medication, that's spironolactone. And I don't even want to take that, to tell you the truth. But you know what? You know, maybe I only have to take that for a short time, and then whatever, you know. So we'll just go the way it is. You know, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, and neither do you. So, anyways, love everybody, and gotta go. It's bucking on 5 37. So, love you. Bye.